Hello, my name is John with the Conventual Franciscan Friars. I'm the Vocation Director, here to share with you one of our giants of the Conventual Franciscans, Basil Heiser. I had the opportunity to meet Basil Heiser in Rome, Italy, with other friars preparing for their solemn vows, that sacred moment when they make the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. It was there that Friar Basil has a particular way of teaching. Usually it's his way and not any other way. For example, he asked all of us, what is a vocation? All of us had great answers, and Friar Basil said, no, no, no. And at that point we were all frustrated, and we said, well, okay, you tell us, what is a vocation? And he says, a vocation is a slab of marble taken from one of the best quarries in Italy. And in that slab of marble, the Lord chisels away those parts of our life to make smooth, to make right, and unleash that figure hidden within that slab of marble. That is what a vocation is. I'm at the cemetery of Mount St. Francis, here at the tombstone of Friar Basil Heiser, who lived to be 100 years old. And he had the first whispers of a vocation when he was a young boy serving at his home parish, St. Benedict's Church in Terre Haute, Indiana. In fact, it was Father Stephen, Franciscan friar, his pastor, that approached him one day, and it was a slow day in the confessional, Saturday afternoon, and he came up to Friar Basil, who wasn't Basil then, of course, his name was Herman, and came up to Herman and said, would you ever think about becoming a Franciscan? Herman said, yes, I want to do this. And he saw this whisper of vocation as a way that he freely put himself into the hands of God, that all would be well. Basil was an only child and lost his father Frank when he was young. So he had a close relationship with his mother. It was his mother, Marie, who brought him here to Mount St. Francis to come into the Franciscan order. Later, as Minister General of the Conventual Franciscan order, he found the time to correspond with his mother, with all the other responsibilities and duties that entailed. That relationship was nurtured daily. He came to this area, to these grounds, as a 12-and-a-half-year-old boy, learning about what it takes to be a Franciscan friar. His life wasn't all easy. He had some real tough challenges to deal with. When he was leading the province as the provincial minister, one of his big decisions was to set up a school for friars to study higher education in Chaska, Minnesota. When he first saw the grounds, he cried. It was in terrible shape, but he restored and rebuilt what he could, and also later on dismantled it and had to close it down, which was just heart-wrenching after all that work he put into it. And all these ups and downs were that opportunity to again place his vocational call into the hands of the Lord and let the Lord take care of everything. He ascended to the 114th successor of St. Francis as the Minister General of the order. He had a coat of arms made, and on that coat of arms he had founded and rooted in charity. In so many ways he reached out in charity to help others, to educate others. He was a well-known teacher of philosophy and of theology. He had 4 degrees, 2 masters, 2 doctorates. He taught in so many places throughout all the regions of the order. He mastered the languages of Latin, Spanish, Italian, and German. Basil Heiser was very influential in Rome, Italy. In the Vatican, he helped on the Congregation of Consecrated Life, where he worked to help those that were committed to these sacred bonds of poverty, chastity, and obedience, religious members all over the world. He consulted with Vatican II on those ecumenical council documents. He had a private audience with Pope Paul VI, Pope John the 23rd, and Pope John Paul II. In these private audiences, he was an impressive leader of church and of our Franciscan order. 8 days after his 100th birthday in January of 2009, Basil Heiser returned to the Father, having lived a fantastic, wonderful life. Truly, this is one giant of the order. My name is Friar John, and I'm happy to share with you the life of Basil Heiser. Pace bene!